Stay tuned. The
Are you ready?
series is going to wake up your magic.
There's a big conversation with regards to, spirituality, healing, being a healer, spiritual coaching, psychics, modalities, healing circles, shamans, priests, minister, all of it. There's just such a buffet and a rich diversity of an aspect of you that's called into the server energy of who you need to be, right? So with everything, sometimes you just need to readjust because life is presented to you by your desires as you come in to understand that you're creating everything that you want. And in that statement, there is so many connecting factors, right? Because sometimes you go into something you think you want. It's not something you understand that you really wanted. But these are stepping stones and connective aspects of yourself that give you those experiences. You come to a set of time that you are enriched by your education, right? So experience teaches you. It's not words that teach you. I could speak here for the rest of my life and I might get you, moved or inspired or triggered or disturbed or something. But I'm not going to teach you. What teaches you is you going through those experiences and understanding what that means to you. So in the space of diverse richness and the amount of information that is at this time so present for us all is truly a cornucopia of the universe communicating with every single one of us, right? So what is your path and what is calling you when the world is trending in a space that calls for your inner attunement and inner knowing to be in alignment? Just because something is trending, it doesn't mean that it is for you. And I want to have this conversation because just because I know how to cut hair, it doesn't mean I should be a hairdresser. Or just because I know how to cook, it doesn't mean that I'm a chef. Just because I know how to take a photograph nowadays with my iPhone, that doesn't make me a qualified photographer or an architect or a designer or all of these different things. But only once you get there do you understand the innate ability to maneuver through this. Nowadays, our information, our rich awakening on this call for awakening and spirituality can bring on a very confusing and distortive space and attention because you do need to know yourself more than you've never, ever needed to know yourself like right now. And the reason why is because everyone's defaulting to an aspect of artificial intelligence to close the gaps on writing your essays or, finding those recipes or getting to your destinations or answering your calls or being of some kind of service to fill in the gaps for you. And with everything, there's always the foundation of who you are. And so the foundation of who you are is that you are a natural healer because your body knows how to heal every ailment if you're listening to it. Your body is also the natural water bearer because those cells are the communication and life force energy of life itself. But it is only you that has the ability to understand your core DNA and who you are and who you're being that can either amplify more of that cellular structure or, divert yourself from that cellular structure. Now, in the space of healing, there is no person that can heal you better than you can heal yourself. Starting with your own thought processes, starting with your own innate ability to understand your own alchemy, your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, your tapestry of your own spiritual life thread. And so I'm seeing a lot of convolution and a lot of convoluted conversations. And with a little bit of information, people are doing advanced things, which you can. But if you don't have an understanding of all of who you are, you're missing segments that are vitally important for you, right? So, why is this important? Because there's no aspect of you that is artificial. Even artificial intelligence comes from a combination of all human thoughts that have been programmed that's created a history and a tapestry of what is. It's knowledge versus knowing. It is in these grand times of awakening that it is of utmost importance that you know who you are. You are already the grandest healer. You are already an alchemist in the making. But if you are not able to innately within yourself transform your over negative charged forms into something positive, then you have to kind of reverse back and go, okay, I'm not in all of that stream. And when you are connecting to a space where you do need that extra hand or that extra loving person or that extra modality or that person that can innately share with you a higher perspective of yourself, you need to know why and whom and how you get there. It is of vital, vital, vital importance because there are many, many streams and many gateways in this grand awakening that are being opened. Our mind is only working at what? Less than 3%? Now think that everybody's going into these healing circles and going into these altered states. Okay. And yes, your body knows exactly how to heal you, but you're also opening up streams of thought forms that maybe you're not used to. Maybe you're not understanding the full comprehension of it. I have some people come to me and say, I got visited by this and I got visited by that and I've been called by this and I've been called by that. We get visited every day by spirit. Everybody that has crossed over is still living. They're just in a non-physical self. Of course we get visited. We get visited every day. People go, oh, I'm so scared of that. Well, wake yourself up because that is a reality that doesn't need to be dumbed down right now because you have to have discernment who's visiting you and why they're visiting you and what state of being. Just because they've crossed over doesn't mean that automatically they've become gurus. That doesn't mean that all of a sudden they're enlightened. And is it spirit that is connecting with you, or is it, a thought form that you're visualizing as a person that's crossed over? I know that this is an advanced conversation, but it's a very needed conversation because in the realm of our tapestry of healing and guidance and coaching and spirituality and healing modalities, This is it. We're at the best of the best right now, but you're also at the contrast of the contrast right now. Because there is no person, there is no aspect, okay, that knows more of you than your higher self. So when you're connecting to a coach, when you're connecting to a psychic, when you're connecting to a healer or a visionary or an alchemist or any healing modality, you want to have a segment of attunement and alignment so that you're connecting with the person, okay, that serves a higher aspect for yourself. Now, I also need to tell you that every person that comes into your realm is a gift because it shows you what you're attracting, right? So that is your greatest communicator. That is in the richest of your buffet. Law of attraction is working at your call, beck and call, and demand 24/7. So you just being aware of that, okay, raises your awareness to, okay, what am I attracting? Because that is where you are. What do I need to do? You need to do what strengthens your inner core, what strengthens your inner communication, what strengthens your inner connection, what strengthens your attunement, what strengthens your ability to forgive, for you to open your heart so that you're able to pulse through all of this information, all of this knowledge with knowing. Knowing sits in your heart of hearts. It's your sacred heart. If you go look at what I call the oracle, and I put them into a set of cards, knowing is captured right in your sacred heart, from above, so below, to the sides, to all around you. You have different dimensions of your heart pulse. So isn't it like ironical that we close our hearts off from feeling when somebody hurts us, or when we're begrudged by something, or we have a tendency to once bitten, twice shy? You have to pay attention to all of these things because these are tricks of the mind, and they're not tricks to trick you, but you have to have discernment, because think of it as a circus. Think of it as there is a clown, there's an elephant, there's a lion, there's some fire. Is it real? Is it not real? Could it be possible? But these are all magicians. Every single one in the circus has an art and a craft to be the trapeze artist, okay, to communicate with that lion or that elephant to jump. There is innate magic right there that is in alignment. But that's not the norm. The norm is you being in tune with yourself and the non-physical aspects of yourself. Yet that is not reality for most of us, or for some of us, may I say. Understanding that your reality comes from your non-physical expression of yourself and who is within your collective is very, very, very important. We have more and more and more people encountering communication with the non-physical. We have more and more spiritual awareness and encounters with healing modalities and, people that have crossed over. We have more and more people that are channeling. We have more and more. Now, do we channel all the time? Yes. But we have more and more people giving messages and decoding and doing all these different things in different modalities. And there's nothing wrong with it, but you have to have discernment. Who's communicating? Why are they communicating? And what are you wanting? There is a time and a place for everything. I remember the time when I was searching. And sometimes you just want those answers like right now. But isn't it funny how experience teaches you to know that you're always searching for the aspect of yourself that is within you? And only experience is going to teach you that. But in the meantime, this conversation expands its orientation and connection for you to tune in from a space of refining who you are. So if your higher self already knows everything for you, before you go to anything or any modality or any tool, That would be your first segment of intention, to just connect to your higher self so that you can be led in a space and a pathway that will lead you there. There are beautiful healers on the planet. There are beautiful communicators on the planet. There are beautiful masters on the planet. There are beautiful alchemists just as much as there are beautiful people that do every aspect of what it is. But you have to have discernment, because in this tapestry of life itself, how you start off your day sometimes gets misinterpreted by how you're feeling in waking up to this brand new day. People goes, oh, I just need to go to sleep and then I'll wake up okay. But you have to understand that it matters how you went to sleep. Because if you went to sleep arguing, or if you went to sleep fighting with somebody, or if you went to sleep being jealous of somebody, or if you went to sleep just feeling absolutely irritated, or if you went to sleep somewhere in that space of disorientation, it has to loop around like the infinite loop. And so you wake up refreshed, but it has to meet you where you went. So if you went to sleep outside of yourself, you have to wake up refreshed outside of yourself. So how can I help you? I can share with you that you are connected through a stream of vibration. And think of it just like a stream of, like a cone, if you may, okay? Or your own tree of life, right? As it moves through you and by you, okay? That if you're in that cone, or if you're in your own tree of life, okay, or if you're in that own stream of light, then you're going to wake up in that stream of light. But if you go outside of it, you won't wake up inside. Because you can only come from where you've been. And you can only be from where you are. And that is the science of it. The spiritual essence of it is that there is no science without spirituality. And so more and more the scientists are getting, there's this unexplainable magic, there's this unexplainable formula of what gives life and what is possible. We are just awakening to the grandness and this intelligence of who we are. AI is just giving us the experience of an acceleration. I'm seeing a lot of people disregard their inner knowing for knowledge. That's a big one. Your inner knowing is so far more than any knowledge you could have. However, you do need that knowledge. You do need to get educated. You can't come from a place of not knowing and then being educated. Education is a big one. Give yourself the time and space to be specialized in something. There's a very big difference between master of all trades and specialized in all trades, right? Take the time and just go a little bit deeper, a little bit higher, a little bit inner to support you in this convolution of life experiences that are so rich that at this time you could expedite and accelerate everything that you are. So with that, nothing stays as simple as your divine breath. Nothing will accelerate you and heal you quicker than you being connected to your divine breath and your higher self, and knowing that these energy bodies are your wheels of light that carry your wisdoms. Never disregard that and keep that very, very knowingly in your heart. Okay?
You want to laugh again? You want to open up and awaken your wisdom box so that you can manifest your dreams in this lifetime experience.
We are empathic. We are sensitive. We are intuitive. We are psychically attuned to this energy world that is awakening who we are.
You're so much more than who you think you are. And remind yourself that your higher self absolutely knows what you want. You are the creator of your future. Life holds for you what you have put into your future, what you're thinking, but most of all, what you're feeling. That is what is coming to you. That is how the universe talks. You are the creator of your life. We all are. Are you ready?
My name is Vanahaha.